Hello, everybody. All right. Well, I'm excited to be doing this live. I have not done this kind of live for quite a while. I'm going to give a moment, let some people start coming on. Takes a minute before everybody gets notified, of course. And I got some cool stuff to share today. If you want to just type in where in the world you are joining from, I'm just going to be on that for a minute. I'm going to get straight to the content. I got some stuff to share. I'm really excited to do this today. So while you're typing in where you're attending from so others can get a feel for what's going on here, let me say this real quick. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Michael. I am going live in many, many different places. And as you may know, I have spoken on a few topics that some would call the powers that shouldn't be. Don't really like people talking about it. So I know that my social media reach has gotten reduced. And so with me going live in so many places, I may have 1 or 2 people here. I may have 30 or 40 there. I may have 100 over there. And yeah, welcome. So wherever you're watching, there might only be a few other people watching on that page or on YouTube or wherever, all the places I'm going live. So the more comments I get, the more I'll be able to get this video in front of more people and help more people. So here's the scoop. I got nothing to sell. I won't be giving any links where you can buy anything. I'm not going to make any offers today. I am going to help. That's what I'm going to do. And if you're not interested in anything that could be helpful, who knows? Maybe I'll be entertaining a little bit. I have been known to crack a joke now and then. Well, to me, they're jokes. But what I want to do is I want to share. Hey, Hans. Hey, Jackie. I want to share some radical views and some radical information that has come to me over the years. And I want to help you to understand how to be free, how to expand from who you think you are and who you've believed you are with all of your so-called blocks and limitations, struggles, challenges, difficulties, into the limitless, infinite, eternal, perfect, powerful being that you actually are. And I am going to share on this live stream as if this were a paid program. I lead multiple paid groups. I have people that come from all over the world to work with me. 30–40% of the people who come to me for help are coaches, therapists, law of attraction experts, psychologists, healers, etc. And the vast majority of people who come to me at any level, my book or some of my free stuff, the vast majority of people that show up to me for help have been working on themselves for 10, 20, 30, 40 years and find themselves still stuck in the areas that matter most to them. And I am able to help people to get results quickly. I take a very, very different approach. Okay. Hey, Angus, good to see you, buddy. You back on the island? All right. So check this out. What I want to do is I'm going to start by just touching briefly on, I want to help you to step beyond bullshit self-help. I want to help you to step beyond superficial solutions. And I want to be really clear as I begin this, that I am not putting down anyone. Hey, Leslie, I'm not putting anyone down. I am not criticizing or condemning any human being on this planet. I'm not knocking self-help. I'm saying that the vast majority of it doesn't work. It doesn't get results. I have met, hey, Sarah, I have met a few people who are self-help gurus who have point blank said to me, hi, Mia, they've point blank said to me, I know I'm selling bullshit, but I mean, you can't really, there's no way to really help people. You know, you just like, you know, just distract them with entertainment because they know they're not going to get help. And I mean, literally, I've had very famous people. I have someone who owns one of the biggest personal development companies in the world who said, Brian, I'm not, we're not trying to help people here. The authors and the people that we work with, we're not worried about results. We're running a business here. Okay. So that's fine, right? Everybody does it their way. Hey, Ronald. So what I want to do is I want to give you like a rundown that I put together as a way of analyzing self-help and self-improvement, some of these things, and just give you like a filter to start with, okay? I call these the 5 levels or the 5 approaches to transformational information. And the first one is information, right? So you step into the world where you discover, wait, I can make my life better. I might be able to work on myself. I might be able to change something. When you go from living in hell to discovering the possibility that you might be able to change and address issues, the first thing you find is information, and you have no way of filtering it. You have no way of sorting it. And we all have too freaking much information. There is infinite information out there, and the vast majority of it has no benefit whatsoever. It's just rabbit chases, rabbit holes that never end, and wild goose chases. Then you have fascination. The second level of this transformational word is fascination. Oh my God, I'm reading this information and it is so fascinating. Oh, it's so fascinating. Look at how, oh wow, this is talking about quantum this and blah, 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 blah. And nobody's life changes. And then the third level is motivation. And this is where the vast majority of people who get involved with any type of self-help, this is where they stop. Transformation, or rather motivation. So they find information that's fascinating and they try to use it to motivate themselves. And there's this giant multi-hundred-million-dollar industry called motivational speaking, okay? And typically, here's what happens. A company will hire a motivational speaker to come in and talk to their thousands of employees or salespeople or whatever. And this motivational speaker will come and get paid $25,000, $50,000 to speak for 2 or 3 hours. And everyone gets excited. And there's a lot of information and it's a lot of fascination and they feel so motivated. And the moment passes, they leave the event, they get in their car, and before they turn the key in their car, all the motivation is gone and they actually feel worse. Now, if you can relate, I've done hundreds and hundreds of live webinars and I've asked thousands and thousands of people, and just about everybody says, oh my God, that's the story of my life, okay? So let me show you something real quick here. I just want to show you, those of you, depending on where you are attending from. Now watch this. So here's Sarah. This is what I see. She is on YouTube. So there's the little YouTube icon. Here's Ons, who is on Facebook. See the little Facebook logo. Now, if you are in one of my groups where I'm going live, this app that I'm using doesn't let me see who you are. It will actually hide your name. So whoever that is, you should see on the post, you should where this video is, you should see a thing that says give StreamYard permission. And then if you comment, I'll be able to see who you are. So anyone, if you comment and I'm not able to interact with you by name, that's because I'm not able to see your name because you're in one of my Facebook groups. All right. People still coming on. So we got information, fascination, and motivation. And motivation ends up being empty. It's fascinating. It can really make you feel good for a little while, and then there's nothing to it. The fourth level of transformation is where a smaller minority get to, and they get stuck there, and that is the level of transformation. So you have information that's fascinating. You have motivation, and then you get up into actual transformation where you're beginning to change something. But this is something that nobody seems to think about. And I like to use this absolutely horrific joke, humor rather, trace of humor that you may not find humorous. If I were to find a purple sex toy and I were to find a way to weld it onto my forehead and turn myself into like a penis rhinoceros or something, wouldn't that be a transformation? I have transformed. I now am walking around with a purple penis on my forehead. So I have that's transformation. Transformation doesn't mean anything. It means change. It doesn't mean change in a direction that's beneficial. It definitely doesn't mean change in a direction that's true. It doesn't mean changing direction and moving into what you actually desire, let alone what you are. And here's a great example. Oh my God, all the talk about rewiring your brain. We rewire your brain. It was like somebody heard about that from the movie The Secret, and everybody's talking about selling solutions on how to rewire your brain. What if you're rewiring your brain in a direction that doesn't bring about what you want? What about going beyond transformation, which simply means change, and stepping all the way into the fifth level, which is liberation, actual freedom, going beyond more information, going beyond being fascinated and having your imagination tickled a little bit, going beyond motivation where you get excited for a minute, going beyond transformation where you're changing something only to find out afterwards that you didn't change what really mattered, stepping all the way into liberation. Okay. And the only thing that I'm focused on with the people that come to me, the only thing that I'm focused on in my own life is liberation, absolute freedom, stepping into the infinite, unlimited, eternal, powerful being that I am. And that's the only thing that I focus on helping people do. Okay. So now there's that. That gets us through the 5 levels of transformation. Now, I will give you a bit, if I may, of my story. Forgive me. I'll be really brief, but just so you can get a handle on where I'm coming from, because the rest of what I'm going to say is going to hinge on this. I was born into a very unhappy family, and I love my mom, love my dad. My dad's no longer in his body. My dad was full of anger and pain, and my mom was full of sadness and pain. And so very often, that's what kind of union. You got somebody really angry and somebody really sad, and they come together. Well, they came together, and here I am. And I was the product, in a way, of so much pain and so much anger. There was so much violence in my home and so much criticism and condemnation and judgment. There was no love in that house. And so on one level of my life, it was just absolute hell for the first 17 years. And as far as I know, my father made a couple of partial attempts on my life when I was very, very, very little. And then from age probably 4 or 5, I know there was plenty of violence against me when I was younger than that. But from about 4 or 5, as far as I can recall, I don't think I went a day without being physically beaten by my dad. And I know that there was absolutely emotional abuse every single day of my life. And so that part of my life just was hell. Now, simultaneously, though, I have a really, that's common, right? If you can relate, type it in. Simultaneously, though, around 3 years of age, I began to be aware that I had, now it was not a gift to me at that time, but I became aware that I had some type of a gift. I could look at a person and listen to them speak for a moment, and I could see that they were in pain. I could see how they and they alone were causing the pain through their emotions they were holding and the things that they were believing. And I could see how to tell them how they could look at it differently, question what they know, and be on the other side of that pain. It's like I was kind of like, some would say, like a miracle healer by the age of 3. And I don't really use those terms, but a lot of people use those terms when they describe me. I was able to look at someone for a moment, listen to them for a moment, see how they were holding themselves back, see how they were suffering, and tell them how they could turn it. Now, I freaked a lot of people out. My parents didn't know if I had an angel or perhaps a demon. Something's wrong with this kid. No one can know what he knows. What the hell's going on here? And this went on my entire life. So when I left home at 17, remember these 2 threads. One is this gift that I had, this ability to help people. And second is just my own life, the way that it was going for me with my family. I escaped home at 17, and I went into a deeper hell than I had been in. And this went on. I got involved with self-help at 17. And over the next 30 plus years, I spent well over $300,000. And I wasn't rich by any means. I just took a chunk of whatever money I ever made through my work, and I put it into self-help approaches. My life was so miserable that if I didn't heal it, I was going to kill myself. That's where I was. And at 23, I had my first child, and I crossed the line. I'm never going to be able to kill myself because I'm not going to be able to do that to my son. So I guess I'm going to have to figure this out. So I spent tens of thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of a few decades working on myself, only to get more and more frustrated, more and more confused, and more in pain, and more hopeless, because none of these things were given the results that they promised. A lot of it conflicted with each other, and I was absolutely, totally lost. Now, this is the weird part. I could help anybody else with anything. And people sought me out. Hey, you're having an issue, man. Brian, he's got some kind of a gift. Go talk to him. He can help you turn this around. So I was always helping other people to be free while my life was getting, quote, worse and worse and worse. Well, I ended up making and losing a fortune. Not one time, not two times, but 7 times. And on the 7th time that I lost everything, I truly wanted to end my life. I was in my 40s by that time. I was beyond hopeless. And at the lowest point that I could even imagine reaching in a human body, I had an awakening experience where I woke up completely. I saw, everybody says that all is one, everything is energy, and we're creating our reality. I'd been studying quantum physics for many, many years. In this experience of awakening, I could see exactly how I am creating my reality. I mean, down to the mechanics. I could see how I was doing it. I saw how all my suffering was my creation, including my parents and my childhood. And I snapped awake. I looked at my hand, and it was energy buzzing. And then I looked again, and it was physical. And then I looked again, and it was energy buzzing. And I looked again, and I saw through the veil. And I've been seeing through the veil ever since. In that moment, the gift that I had since I was 3 years old fully activated. Just a couple of months later, I was inspired to begin the work that I do, helping people to turn it into a business. So I created this company called Level 5 Mentoring. And this was in early 2011. Since that day, 12 years ago, I have been able to help over 200,000 people that we have documented. Now, we helped a lot of people before we started counting. I've done hundreds and hundreds of webinars. I've done a couple dozen group programs. I've done live events, spoken around the world. I live on the big island of Hawaii now. I give away more free stuff that's, again, I don't put any self-help approaches down. I'll just say this. If you go through my free stuff, you will find more value and benefit than in the vast majority of paid programs. And I help way more people for free than I help through my paid programs. Although I have a lot of people that join my programs, join my courses. I have people that reach out to me, and like the highest offering that I have, people come out to spend 4 days with me here in Hawaii, one-on-one, face-to-face. And we basically unmake their past, their family, their pains, physical issues. I don't focus on health issues, although when I'm working with people on these other things, health issues fall away. Like it's amazing to watch. Many people report miraculous things. To me, it's no longer miraculous. It's what life is. And all of life is miraculous. And so now with that said, what I want to do is I want to go into some specific information. And those of you that want to play along, I invite you to play along, because I want to help you to see a truth that can begin to deliver the promise of what I made when I said, hey, if you join me on this live stream, here's what I'm going to do. Welcome, everybody. So here is how this works. If you want to, you can close your eyes unless you're driving. Just relax for a minute. And I want you, hey, Liam, aloha. I would like to invite you, if you would, to close your eyes. And I want you to check and see if you are having an experience. If you are having an experience, you will feel your butt on the chair. You might feel clothes on your body. You might hear my voice in your ears. You may feel the air temperature around you, other noises, other sounds, smells. And just notice that you're having experience. Okay? Now, you know you're having experience. Well, Brian, duh, I knew that. Well, just wait a minute. Would you notice that that experience is ongoing? In other words, moment to moment, you're having more experience. And what I would like for you to do as an experiment right now is I would like for you to please stop having the experience right now. Just stop having experience. Just stop. Would you stop? You still haven't stopped. You still hear my voice? You haven't stopped. You're not trying hard enough. Would you try harder? Would you please stop having experience? You will notice that you cannot stop having experience. And I'll let you in on a little secret. As someone who was dead for 30 minutes, when I was 16, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Eyes closed, breathing deep. If you kill yourself or die, you'll find out you didn't die. Even if you just put a gun right in your mouth, blow your head off, you're going to pop right back into the stream. In Hinduism, they have a saying, if a fly is flying and you swat it and kill it, it doesn't even know. It just keeps right on flying. And so do you. So experience is ongoing. It doesn't end. You don't remember where you hid the button to turn this experience on and off. You're, so to speak, stuck on. Now, the next thing I want you to notice, eyes closed for just one more minute. Would you please notice that when you look at your life, there are things you would like to experience more, and there are things that you would like to experience less or none at all. So you're here having experience. That experience is ongoing, and it ain't going to stop anytime soon. And there are things in experience that you prefer and things in experience that you don't prefer. Now, you can open your eyes, and I want to invite you to reflect on what I'm about to say to you, if you want to. We just looked at the most basic truth of life. You're having experience. It's ongoing. And there's some shit you want to experience and some shit you don't want to experience. What about everything else that you think and believe that you know? Like where we come from. And my favorite question to dispel all those illusions is, where'd I get that shit from? Where did you get every piece of information about why you're here and where you came from? Where did you get all that shit? Where did you get all of that? When it really comes down to it, the only thing that you can know for sure is that you're here having experience. It's ongoing. And then there's some shit you'd prefer and some shit you would not prefer. And I'm going to pause for just a minute. And I'm going to invite, in fact, I'm going to grab me some mapacho. And while I'm grabbing some mapacho real quick here, I just want to invite you to put a comment in. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're hearing. Let me know what you're thinking and feeling. Let me know if you're getting anything. Now, I'm very early in, but still, if you look at what I just showed you, you're having experience. It's ongoing. There's things that you would prefer, and there's things that you would prefer not. And every single thing other than that you know and believe is just shit you picked up along the way. You don't know any of that shit that they told you about why you're here and how you got here. Those of you, if you don't know what, I am not smoking pot here. I live in Hawaii where everybody's smoking pot all the time. I got nothing against herb. And I don't get into any commercial tobacco or any of that type of stuff. This is mapacho from the rainforest. It grows wild and it has some really amazing health benefits and consciousness benefits. All right. Mia says, still trying to integrate this. Relax, get your head up high, straighten your spine, breathe in through your nose, fill up your lungs, out through your mouth, and breathe with your head up high, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let yourself relax, and don't try to integrate anything. By the way, working with a plant like this, whether you're using herb, I mean, if you're using commercial tobacco, just stop immediately. Mapacho or cannabis or hemp or anything like that, you don't ever have to inhale it. You can hold it in your mouth for about 30 seconds. You'll absorb it as well as you would through your lungs, but you don't do any damage to your lungs. Okay? Whole different world. So the fact is that you're here, you are having experience. It is ongoing, and there are some things that you would like to experience. There's some things you would like to not experience. Now, you got all these ideas. You have a bucket loads of information about why you're here and how you got here, but you don't know that any of that's true. You also have buckets of information about what you're supposed to be doing, what you should be doing, what is the purpose of this experience, and what you need to do to get to the next place, whether it be heaven or nirvana or whatever you believe. And my question once again is, where did you get all that shit? Is there any possibility that the suffering that you experience is the reflection of all that shit you know? And when we really get right down to it, you're here. You're having experience. It's ongoing. There are things you would prefer to experience and things you would not prefer to experience. You got all these ideas hindering and affecting your experience. But what if we stopped for a minute and breathed and got present and discovered the truth is that I'm having experience and it's ongoing, and there's some things I prefer and things I don't, and that's actually how simple existence is. Might that change anything? And to you who just said this, aloha. And if you click the little thing that gives StreamYard permission, it'll let me know who you are, and I can greet you back. Still say hi. Aloha back to you. Okay? Okay, check it out. Exactly. Michelle, I'm with you. I don't know shit about shit. I used to know so much shit. And now that I look back, the more I knew, the more I suffered. What I'm asking you before I take the next step, and I'm about to take the next step, here's what I want to communicate to you. You are here. You are having experience. It is ongoing. And you got shit you prefer and shit you don't. And everything you think and believe about your deserving or not of what you want, everything you believe about why you're getting what you don't want, all of it, hey Patricia, all of it is fucking horse shit that you picked up along the way that you have no way to verify. There's no proof for it. You got evidence because you're an infinite, unlimited being. Whatever you believe, you're going to get endless evidence of. The truth of the matter is, though, you're here having experience. Boom. Awesome. So do it, Sarah. Do it. Do it. Hold your head up high, straighten your spine, and breathe in a way that brings you back into presence. It's just that simple. So here we are now, one last time. You're here. You're having experience. It's ongoing. And there's some things you'd prefer to experience and some things you prefer to not experience. We're beginning to consider the possibility that everything I think and believe that I know about why I'm here and what is experience about, what's the purpose of experience, why did I come here, who am I working out karma, am I working out, where did I come up with all that shit? All the things I believe about I shouldn't go for what I want because that would be guilty, that would be selfish, and then I should be guilty, and then I'm wrong and I'm bad, and they told me not to be selfish again. Everything I believe about whether I should get what I want to experience and why I should and why I shouldn't, and all of that is, hey Diane, love you ladies, so great to see you on. All that shit about why and the rights and the wrongs and the goods and the bad is just crap that I picked up along the way that has no relevance, no validity, and certainly no benefit. And my question to you is, when you look at this, let me, everybody that's on right now, if this is making sense to you, to stop and go, wait a minute, I'm having experience, it's ongoing, and the shit I prefer. And everything else is clouds and lies and illusions and information that I've been using to hinder myself from the utter simplicity of stepping into the life of my dreams. That I'm here. Let me find out what I am that's here having this experience. And let me find out, watch this. You know that shit that I want to experience and that shit that I don't want to experience? Do I have any role in that? Do I have any power or any ability to affect it? Because it's clouded up to this moment with everything you think and believe that you know about why you're here and where you're going and what it's all about, what's the purpose and whether you should and shouldn't and blah, 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 blah. When you drop all that crap and you say, I'm here, have an experience, what do I prefer to experience? Do I have any say? Do I have any power? Do I have any ability to affect what I'm experiencing so that I can experience more of what I want and less of what I don't? You'll find out that you do. In fact, you'll find out you're the only one that does. All of the illusions that say that there's anything outside of you with any power is a misperception. It's a misunderstanding. So what can you do about this? From within the mental conundrum, from within the mental clouds of everything you think and believe that you know that's hindering you from what you want to experience. You go take a step towards what you want to experience and you run face to face into all the rules, everything they ever told you, all the guilt about being selfishness, all the, well, I shouldn't. And oh, not only that, but if I do get what I want, I'm going to end up being punished. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to address and dispel quite a bit of that with you, if that's okay. Let me see where we're at on time. Okay, great. There is a rant. Having done this work since I was 3 years old, and now I'm almost 20, having done it for this long, I have developed a series of rants that I use to distill these huge chunks of information into the simplest, most easily understandable and usable things. And I have distilled virtually all of the lessons that we learn that we're using to hinder ourselves. I call them the 5 lessons from hell. And some of you have been with me for a while. You've heard this before. Maybe you'll help me out and help some people you know by sharing this video with them. Okay? So check this out. The 5 lessons from hell. Ever since you were born, ever since you were in the womb, you heard and understood everything. In fact, for those first 3 years of your life, you understood everything without limits. Then you bought enough bullshit and you took on enough overlays of information that you started to get cloudy and starting to dim your light. And now things get confusing to us. But from the very beginning, you were able to detect the entire truth. And even in the womb, you could feel mom's thoughts and feelings. You could feel dad's. You could feel the other people nearby. Thank you for that, Jackie. Diane, if you go to the overview, here you go. Yeah, if you want to. That doesn't matter. But just StreamYard's a really great app. And it's really convenient once you get set up with it. Okay. So these 5 lessons from hell are what you picked up that are all of the stuff that you think and believe that you know, tangled up with so much emotion that you are using to turn yourself into this incredible, complicated nightmare that prevents you from going, oh, I'm here, have an experience. It's ongoing. Should I prefer? Let's get the fuck on with it. Let's get on with what I want to experience and benefit everybody else at the same time. Okay? So here are the 5 lessons. First thing you learned was not okay to be. In other words, there are threats. I'm not safe. Oh my God, I can feel in my mom's womb. Oh shit, what just happened? What, there's gunfire nearby? Oh my God, my mom just got raped. Oh my God, I can hear someone near, and mom's upset because you can literally see, not with your eyes through her womb, but you could see through her eyes and ears and her emotions, everything that was going on around her. So every time she didn't feel safe, you didn't feel safe, and you learned not okay to be. It's not safe here. I am vulnerable. I can be hurt or killed, and I probably shouldn't be here. I'll give you a profound It'll be as profound as you let it be. I'll give you an incredibly profound insight if you'll take it. Every time you ever thought, I don't want to put myself out there and really, play big, that is the baby inside the womb. That is you inside your mom's womb, hearing all the madness out there and saying, I don't want to put myself out there. And here you are now 40 years old, and you don't want to go start that career and say, I don't want to put myself out there. And you didn't even know that it was the exact same thing. Okay. That's for those who it's for. Now, the second lesson that you learn, the second lesson from hell is, so first one was not okay to be, and the second one is not okay to be me. In other words, I'm looking around and man, it's like they're okay. And they said he's good looking and she's so cute and funny and he's sweet. And mom gave my brother the popsicle, but I didn't get one. They don't like me. They don't love me. I'm not okay. I'm not welcome here. Everyone's okay, but I'm not okay. And you know what? I'm going to invite this because I will be coming back and reading every comment. Facebook, on my page, on my personal profile, in my groups, and on YouTube, all the places that I'm going live. I'm going to be coming back and reading the comments. So I just want to hear I'm going to read all your comments. As you hear these lessons, the 5 lessons from hell, if you'll type in anything that comes up for you. And since I promised you that on this live stream, I was going to focus on helping you to do it, to actually expand into your infinite being, I'm going to give you a tool that you can do right now. Grab a journal, grab a piece of paper, maybe when you're watching the replay of this video. And if you'll write down what are some experiences in my life, especially early in my life, where I might have learned it's not okay to be. And then write them down and be very curious. Leave yourself some space because over the next few days, you're going to have insights once you start this process and you're going to see some more. And every time you look at one of these, it's going to begin to lose the power that it has over you that you put into it. Nobody but you. All right? All right, here we go. Look at this. Yep, I'm with you, Cynthia. Okay. So, not okay to be, not okay to be me. What are some of the examples of experiences that you had early in life? It's okay for them. It's not okay for me. Oh, look, they win the race. I don't win the race. What, I get a fucking participation award. Beautiful. Thank you, Kathy. All right. The third lesson from hell. First was not okay to be. Second was not okay to be me. Third is not okay to be me wanting anything. Wanting, desiring. I mean, not okay to be. Not okay to be me. And oh, God, let me not want anything. Now, look, one more. Oh, yeah. My God, the stuff we've been through, man. All right. Yep. Not okay to be me. Not okay to be. Now, watch this. The third one is not okay to be me wanting. And here's what that means. You are a being having experience. Now, since you're here having experience, my camera keeps moving, and the experience is ongoing, you're going, in a way, now I don't mean this literally, but in a way, it's kind of like being dragged into life because the experience is ongoing. If you're not completely present as the cause of your existence, consciously choosing what you prefer and moving into it, consciously observing what you don't prefer and effectively changing it and addressing it, then what ends up happening is you have the experience of being dragged through life bleeding. Okay? All of us have dealt with this. Just a couple more, real quick. Yep. All right. So watch this now. Then you wanted something, and you being that you're a being that's alive, having experience, there was something you wanted to experience. And you went to the authorities, mom, dad, grandparents, whatever, and you said, hey, I would like to have a blank. And they said, you selfish little bitch, what is wrong with you? How dare you? Don't you see that we are in poverty? Don't you see that I'm struggling here? Do you think we're made of money? Do we look like the fucking Rockefellers in this house to you? And you went, well, shit, okay. Woo, not okay to be me wanting. Oh my God, I will never want again. But of course, you never stopped wanting. You just tried to stop wanting. You tried to hide it. And of course, that led you to begin to have to manipulate because you were never going to stop wanting. You start to take on the behaviors of either the tyrannical or the behaviors of the martyr. There are no martyrs or tyrants in this world. There are people who believe that's what they have to do to get what they want. Now, after you learned it's not okay to be and not okay to be me and not okay to be me wanting, you learned not okay to be me wanting and asking for it. And this goes all the way to every single thing that you could ever want, every time you ever expressed any desire to anyone. They got pissed off at you, or so you thought. They actually felt guilty. They felt afraid. They got triggered because they had learned the 5 lessons from hell. And here you are being selfish. Now, how about if I slip another secret in here? Is that okay? You have been exhibiting, Jane, if you say I'm such a martyr, then you abuse yourself now for doing what you learned you had to do to survive. So let's drop that right here now. You're not a martyr. You learned how to be martyrific in order to be okay. All right. Now I want to share with everyone a real secret right here. Have you ever, I'm going to just look at the number of reactions here this time. Have you ever in your life learned or been told that you were selfish and that you shouldn't be selfish? If so, how about let's do this. Hit the thumbs button, and I'm just going to watch the numbers that happen here. If you've ever been told that you were selfish and that it's not okay to be selfish and you shouldn't be selfish, let's just do the thumb thing. And I just want to see, I'm going to see if I can watch the number go up there. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, keep it up. Come on. If you ever learn, and while you're watching the replay, please do it. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. So watch this. Every person who ever told you you were selfish, I would like to tell you what they were actually saying. See, they weren't present and they could not tell you this. They couldn't tell you because they weren't present. They didn't know. They were just reacting from their pain. Every person who ever said, don't be so selfish, here's what they were saying. By you wanting what you want and trying to get it, you are blocking and hindering my ability to be selfish. Please don't want and don't try to get anything because you're interfering with my ability to be selfish. So by criticizing you and calling you selfish, they were telling you you're fucking up my selfishness. But what if we could handle selfishness and undo all of the 5 lessons from hell with 1 or 2 simple techniques? And here's one of them. So many things coming through from everybody who's watching right now. Everyone's looking at you and saying, who do you think you are? Well, what do you think you are? The center of the universe? Can you relate to that one? What do you think you are? Do you think you're the center of the universe? You selfish little bitch. Right? Hey, April. Love you, girl. So watch this. Everybody who ever learned you weren't supposed to be selfish and you're not supposed to think you're the center of the universe, here's what I want you to do. Take a look to the left and notice that it does go on forever and ever and ever. And then look to the right and notice it does go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And look behind you and notice that it does go on forever and ever and ever. And look straight forward and notice, oh my God, it goes on forever and ever and ever, through the stars, forever and ever and ever. And then look up and you'll see that it goes on forever, ever, ever and ever and ever. And then look down and you'll see it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever in every direction. And therefore, yes, Mom, yes, Dad, I'm the fucking center of the universe. Yep, that's what I am. That's it. I'm looking. Look, I'm the center of the universe. And namaste, because so are you from your point of view. We are each the center of the universe. And if you want to handle selfish from another angle and just be done with it, watch this. if you've made it this long with me on this live stream, you must accept the possibility that you, look at this, look at this. Yes, I did. So check this out. This thing about selfish. You are the center of the universe, right? And they told you not to be selfish. And if you just look in their eyes and say, I am the self. Go back to any moment in your childhood where someone was telling you not to be selfish, and you took all that trauma and you took all that guilt and you took all that pain and you believed it. Now, look in their eyes. Go right back into the moment. Look in their eyes and say, I am the self with a capital S. And being that I am the self, I am and I must be selfish. I understand that you learned selfishness was wrong and bad. I refuse to learn and accept that lesson because it is not true. I am the self, therefore I am selfish. And I know that I can be absolutely honest and pure and true and present in my selfishness, wanting what I want, asking for what I want, and going for what I want without harming anyone ever. Everyone is the center of the universe, and everyone can go for what they want, and no one loses. So I'm not buying your shit anymore, people. Okay? Awesome. When April approves, I know I'm doing all right. Now, let's look at the fifth and final lesson from hell. So it's not okay to be me, not okay to be me wanting, oh God, and not okay to be me wanting and asking and requesting. But there was one thing we learned that was worse, and that was actually getting what we wanted. And I could go on for weeks about this one. I'm going to make it really, really simple. Christmas morning, you've waited 3 months. There was that commercial, man. You're 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 15 years old, 12 years old. And you've been watching the commercials now for 3 months. And they had this toy. Hey, Jerry, great to see you, bro. They had this toy. And man, I don't know if you identify as a boy, a girl, or a fucking mushroom clap. I don't care. I don't play that crap. Okay. But you're a little boy, you're a little girl there. And they're showing you, here's a little boy on the commercial who has this toy. And oh my God, he is irresistible to the girls. And he is the envy of all the fucking boys. And oh my God, I got to have that toy. I got to have that toy. You're a girl and they teach you, man, when you get this toy, all the bitches are going to envy you. And all the guys are going to want you. And you're going to be bulletproof. And you're going to be infinitely sexy. And you're going to be fun. And you're going to be the envy of the neighborhood. And so it's Christmas morning and you're like, oh my God, I think I know what's in that box. And you open it and oh my God, it's what, and you open it and you go, this piece of shit, this bunch of plastic bullshit, they lied to me. They lied to me. And it was devastating with the hope you had, with the desire that you had, with the excitement and the enthusiasm you had. It was devastating to you. You were so violated and so lied to and so disappointed. And it didn't make you sexy, and it didn't make you taller, and it didn't make you the envy of shit. It just made you feel depressed and sad and miserable, disappointed, lied to, violated, tricked. And the process of becoming jaded begins. Another thing, someone, your parents say, okay, yes, Billy, you asked for it, and here's the bicycle that you want, but you can't ride it. You have to leave it in the yard. What the fuck? I wanted it so that I could take it and ride it, or here's this toy that you wanted, Betty. You can have it, but you can't take it to your friend's house. You got to leave it here so it stays safe. I wanted it so I could take it to my friend's house. Your parents gave you something and they said, now we're going to tell you how you can use it. And if you disobey, we're going to take it from you. And you realize they didn't really give it to you. they were still controlling you. Or if you were ever given anything in your life and they ended up holding it over your head later. All the ways we learn, not okay to be me, wanting, asking, and getting. Fuck it. Don't let me even get what I want. I don't even want what I want because I know it's going to come with pain. Now, is there any possibility that in your so-called self-sabotage for the last few decades, you were preventing yourself from getting what you want so that you didn't get disappointed again? Is there any possibility that you turned off your wanting as best you could because you didn't want to get hurt again? Oh, yeah. So, 50 minutes. We're coming up on an hour. I'm going to be moving to wrap this up. Does anybody feel a bit more free than you did? Does anybody feel, I see the oh my gods and the booms and all this stuff and the wows. Anybody feel more free than they did? Anybody feeling things might be different now? Just these insights already. Stuff might be changing. Okay? So watch this. What if it's okay for me to be? And what if it's okay for me to be me? And why did I finally admit today that it's okay for me to be me, wanting, asking, and getting? And if someone don't like it, frankly, they can fuck off. And I don't mean this with meanness or disrespect at all. Not at all. Ooh, ouch. Oh, God. Kimberly, man, that'll keep you from ever wanting anything ever again. And you can't ever stop wanting anything ever again. So that puts you in hell. Perfect, Pamela. Now, thank you, Andrea. Check this out. Check this out. Over these years of helping, again, 200,000 people, working with people every single day, answering their questions, helping them to solve their life issues and literally step into the miraculous life of their dreams. One of the things, I always put self-sabotage in quotes one way or another because technically, well, watch this. Who on this live stream, who here, well, live or on the replay, hey, Bobby, great to see you, bro. Who here has ever perceived that you have acted in self-sabotage? Just type in SS or type in sabotage. Let's see, on all the places where I'm going live right now, anybody who has ever engaged in self-sabotage, if you would type in SS or sabotage, let's just see. Starting to come in. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. Just starting to come in. Starting to come in. Starting to come in. Okay? Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Now, watch this. Hey, Julie. Now, here's the thing. I got a serious question. And this is going to be, I'm moving towards wrapping this up. Wow, still SS coming in. I want to challenge you to consider something that might just change things radically for you. And it's very simple. Boy, that self-ducking can be fun though. All right. Are you absolutely positive that you were self-sabotaging? Or is it possible that you were just unconsciously doing what you thought would keep you safe? And what if every single time that you ever accused yourself of self-sabotage, you were abusing the part of yourself that was just trying to keep itself safe? So here's an experiment. Here's an experience that you can have right now if you would do it, okay? I would like for you to say out loud, I self-sabotage. And just say it and feel what happens in your body. Notice everything that goes on. I self-sabotage. Let yourself say it. Let yourself feel all the feelings in your body that come from it. And after you've done that, you notice all those feelings, that shake it off, give yourself a shiver, like from your tailbone right up to your crown. Just shake that shit off, let it go. And then if you would say out loud, up until now, I perceived that I sabotaged myself, but I'm not sure if that's true. Then cry, Michelle. Let it go. Let those tears go. That's what we're here for. So we're going to do it again. Up until now, I believed and perceived that I was sabotaging myself. But I don't know if that's true at all. Maybe I was just unconsciously trying to keep myself safe, trying to avoid further disappointment. And then feel what happens in your body and feel how much more light and open and free you feel. And anybody that wants to, type in what you're getting from that. And I will continue to wrap this up here. I'm here. And I'm having experience. And it is ongoing. And I got no clue how to stop this ride or get off of it. So I can either experience what I prefer to experience, you know, maybe like laying on a comfy bed with my lover dropping rose petals on me, looking in my eyes and telling me what she's going to do to me next. Or I could be experiencing what I don't want, that could go down to like being dragged behind a horse, tied with my arms and legs tied, and dragged behind a horse, bashing on rocks and being ripped to shreds. And all the variations of what I prefer to experience and what I don't prefer to experience. And what if it's actually okay now for me to begin to experience what I do prefer? What if it's okay now for me to begin to experience what I want to experience? What if I could let go now of the idea that suffering through what I don't want to experience is somehow going to get me better seats in fucking heaven later? I love you, April. All right, now watch this. Watch this. Jane, I don't know if you're aware or not. I said I didn't come on today to do any sales, any offers. I'm going to keep that promise, okay? I'm going to let you know that I just started a program called the Complete Body Transformation System. It's an 8-week live program. We just started it. And this topic of binging is one of the things that I help people to completely dissolve. How about, would you like for me to help you be completely done binging today? Jane, would you like that? If it were possible, would you like that? And I'll go so far. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay, so I do something. I don't know if you followed my work, Jane. I don't know how familiar you may or may not be. I do something called spell breaking, where I work one-on-one with people and I help them to dissolve life issues, as I said at the beginning of this. If you would like to, would you like to come on video with me, and I will do a spell break with you right now about binging, and anybody else that has any kind of patterns like that, binging, binge eating, whatever. If you would like to be free of it, if Jane wants to see, you don't have to, no obligation. I can help you without you coming on video. You might be in a circumstance, you know, if you're in the bathroom or something, I don't want you to come on video necessarily. If you're driving, no, but if you are able and want to come on video, I can help you to be done with it right now. Okay. All right. So check this out, y'all. How about that? So let me just see. Okay. So I'm going to post this now. Please, 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 nobody but Jane. I'm taking a little risk here. Oh, it won't let me post it. So, binging, major issues with food, a couple people. All right, so Jane, if you want to, this thing is telling me that I can send it. Oh, I can send it in Messenger. Okay, so I'll do that real quick. Let me jump over to Facebook Messenger. If we're not friends, Jane, you're gonna find it in your message request. Let's do this real quickly here. Dang, I'm not sure. Let me get back over to the thing where I can see what your thingamajig looks like. Okay, that's you. If I can find you real quick. All right, I'll tell you what, James, send me a friend request. We're going to do this fast. Send me a friend request real quick. Hopefully I don't have 5,000 friends right now. If you send me a friend request on Facebook, thanks everybody for hanging with us. If we can pull this off, I'm going to pull her on video real quick here. An option, Jane, is if you want to send me the fastest email in the world, send me an email to level5mentor, Level, the number 5, mentor, mentor @gmail.com. You just let me know how you're doing it, and I will respond to it. So, hey, Colleen. All right, so Jane, do you want to do this by sending me a friend request, or do you want to send me an email? If you send me an email, it's level, Level, the number 5, mentor, mentor @gmail.com. I will send you the link where you can jump on this, jump on video with me here. All right, let me get back to. All right, now I'm not sure which way is Jane's going. If we don't get this resolved in a minute, I don't want to waste anybody's time here. Not that time can be wasted, but I mean, all right, Jane, what you doing here? You say yes. Are you messaging me or what? What are we doing? Email. Okay. I'm watching my email right now. As soon as your email pops in, I'm going to basically instantaneously respond with the link for you to click on and come onto the call with me. Level, Level, the number 5, mentor, mentor @gmail.com. I'm watching for you. And, you know, while we're waiting, whatever this is, while we're waiting, everybody just type in your comments. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about this. Share this with somebody. All right, she's taking a minute. I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back. Everybody's cheering her on. Come on, Jane. Oh, Messenger. Okay, well, let's go there. So I got to get to my Messenger requests. I got nothing from you in Messenger. Not yet. Nope. So let's go to email. Let's get this done. All right, we got a couple people talking about this binging thing. So if you send me a friend request on Facebook, now it depends. Okay, I think part of the issue here is where'd Jane go? So you say you said hi on Messenger. Y'all, I am really doing what I can here to get to this lady. Since I'm not getting your message, I'm going to give up here in a minute, or just throw me a quick email. Level, Level, the number 5, mentor, mentor @gmail. You could be done with binge eating forever. Cynthia, I'm gonna tell you, oh, there's Jane. All right. Okay, I was about to invite somebody else. Here we go. So Jane, all you got to do is click that link. It'll bring you in. I will see when you pop in, and we'll do this. And it's gonna be quick and easy. All right. If she didn't, I was going to invite somebody else on. Maybe you, Cynthia. I was close. I was really close. So any second, she should be popping into the stream here. I'll have a bit more mapacho for those of you that weren't on earlier, just so you don't freak out thinking I'm smoking a joint or commercial cigarettes. I don't do either one. There she is.
My goodness.
Hey, Jane.
Hi.
Hey, what part of the world are you in?
I'm in England.
All right. Oh my God. I work with so many people over across the ponds. I'm in Hawaii, so everybody's across the pond for me. All right. So how long have you been doing this so-called binge eating?
Oh, 35 years-ish.
Wow. And you're what, like 30?
Thank you. No, I'm 50.
That was amazing math. Okay. So let me tell you, there are several people that are on this live stream who have been with me for years, and they've either done spell breaks with me or they've watched, and they're really excited for you. How familiar is this? The first time you've seen my stuff? Are you familiar at all?
No, I bought the book a couple of weeks ago, and I've been watching the videos online, so I've seen a couple of your spell breaks. So yeah, fairly familiar.
Awesome. Okay, so at least one of us knows what I'm doing. It'll be you. Okay, so here's what I would like for you to do. It's going to be really simple. Just close your eyes, and I want you to say, I binge eat.
I binge eat.
And then feel every sensation in your body. Feel every emotion coming through. Every sensation in your body and every emotion. Then say it again. I binge eat.
I binge eat.
And I shouldn't.
And I shouldn't.
There you go. Now feel that. Feel that knot in your gut, that heaviness in your chest, that in your throat, whatever is going on. Feel it all. Feel it all. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, now pretend that your body is like a tuning fork, eyes closed, and just give yourself a shiver from your tailbone up through your crown. Just kind of shake it off. Okay, that's all. That's all it takes. Just pretend that you shook everything off, eyes closed, and then if you would please say out loud, up until now, I used to binge eat.
Up until now, I used to binge eat.
And notice what's different in your feelings. Notice what's different in your body. Notice any lightness, any space, any openness, where there's maybe a little more wiggle room than there was when you said the previous statement. And just notice the difference, that's all. And then keep your eyes closed. Shake that one off too. Yeah. Okay. And then if you would say out loud and feel what happens in your body as you say out loud, up until now.
Up until now.
I believed and perceived.
I've believed and perceived.
That I binge ate.
That I binge ate.
But I don't know if that's true.
But I don't know that that's true.
And I don't know that I shouldn't.
And I don't know that I shouldn't.
Maybe I was just trying to be safe.
Maybe I was just trying to be safe.
Let the emotion come right up. Let the emotion come right up. That's what we're here for. You let the emotion come out, and you won't be trying to choke it down anymore. Eyes closed. Feel your feelings. Let them come up. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and let the emotion come out on the exhale. So you're breathing in through your nose. Fill that body up with air, and then the breath comes out, and the emotion comes right out on the exhale. And breathe into your nose. And then breathe out. And then if you would say again, I perceived I was binge eating.
I perceived I was binge eating.
I believed I was binge eating.
I believed I was binge eating.
And I believed I shouldn't.
And I believed I shouldn't.
And I abused myself over it.
And I abused myself over it.
But maybe I was just trying to be safe.
But maybe I was just trying to be safe.
Maybe I was just trying to choke those emotions down.
Maybe I was just trying to choke those emotions down.
Maybe I was just trying to feel better.
Maybe I was just trying to feel better.
Maybe I was just trying to get some comfort.
Maybe I was just trying to get some comfort.
And maybe I don't need to abuse or criticize myself for that.
Maybe I don't need to abuse or criticize myself for that.
Maybe I don't need to condemn myself anymore.
Maybe I don't need to condemn myself anymore.
Maybe I don't need to judge myself anymore.
Maybe I don't need to judge myself anymore.
Maybe when I was little.
Maybe when I was little.
I learned to get comfort from food.
I did learn to get comfort from food.
Maybe my family didn't know how to manage their emotions very well.
Maybe my family didn't know how to manage their emotions very well.
So they couldn't handle mine.
So they couldn't handle mine.
So I thought something was wrong with me.
So I thought something was wrong with me.
And I would have done anything to not express my emotions.
And I would have done anything to not express my emotions.
So they could be okay.
So they could be okay.
But now that I look back.
But now that I look back.
That didn't actually make them okay.
That didn't actually make them okay.
It didn't work then.
It didn't work then.
So it's not going to work now.
And so it's not going to work now.
And I no longer need to choke my emotions down with food.
And I no longer need to choke my emotions down with food.
I no
It
longer need to.
feels really scary. It feels
Keep
really
breathing, keep
scary.
breathing. No, no, you just feel fear. It doesn't feel anything. You just feel fear. You feel
Okay,
scared.
I
You
feel
feel like
scared.
you feel like you might be going to lose something. That's right. You feel sadness and fear. Now breathe, eyes closed. Here's what we've been doing. And I'm not being critical with you, quite the opposite. When we were little, we learned our emotions weren't okay, so we say insane fucking bullshit like it feels. No, it feels nothing. I feel. So now you're beginning to admit I feel sad, I feel fear, and probably there's a little girl or two or three in you that are like, if I lose the food thing, then what am I going to have? But so that's okay. Just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Is there any possibility that as you begin to meet your real need for adequate breath, you'll stop trying to fill an artificial need for more food? Yes or no?
There's a possibility.
Yes, there's a possibility. Is it possible that you could admit that that eating was never going to solve the emotional issue?
Oh, I can admit that. Yeah.
Right. So now I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you. I'm going to ask you a couple of pure yes or no questions, and I invite you to give a yes or no with no other words, and just feel what happens. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had sadness or fear in your body, were you ever going to eat enough to make those feelings actually go away?
No.
Were you ever actually going to reach true comfort through eating?
No.
Could it ever work?
No.
Can you be safe now admitting that it never worked and it never was going to work?
Yes.
Could you admit that the ability to heal those emotions is here now without food?
Yes.
Is it possible that you're healing it right now?
Yes.
Is it possible you could get off of this call and never, quote, binge eat ever again? Is it possible?
Yes.
Is it possible that if let's just pretend that tonight or tomorrow you start stuffing some food in, you could find yourself responding to yourself kindly and gently and understandingly instead of with that condemnation?
Yes.
Is it possible if the inner child or inner children in you were met with love and acceptance and curiosity rather than condemnation, they would find it even easier to lay the habit down?
Yes.
All right, so breathe and relax. Now imagine that you just noticed the spoon in your hand and half the tub of ice cream gone, and you look down and you go, fuck, I did it again. Now just breathe and relax. You're looking down. The tub of ice cream is half empty. The spoon's in your hand. Like, how did this get here? I said I wasn't going to do this again. You begin to go into the condemnation. You stupid bitch. How'd you do this again? What the fuck's wrong with you? You said you weren't going to do it. And in that moment, you say, there was an inner child in me that I wasn't listening to and I wasn't present. And she was reaching for the only comfort that she knew. And I love and forgive her. That could begin to change things. Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that in your power right now?
Yes.
Could you meet, when you see her trying to be comfortable, could you stop telling her that she's binge eating and she shouldn't be, and just tell her and remind her to breathe and become present again?
Yes.
If you are fully present and breathing and wide awake in total presence, will you binge eat?
No, definitely not.
Is the ability to choose presence ever available to you?
Yes.
Are the means to become and stay present available to you?
Yes.
Then were you binge eating, or is it possible that you were just trying to get some needs met in the only way that you knew how?
I was trying to get needs met.
Are you done condemning yourself? All right. So watch this. Watch this. Now I'm gonna start a sentence and you finish it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to judge what you say. I just want you to speak whatever crazy bullshit comes up, because that's all it's going to be. But we're not judging ourselves here. The reason why I need to continue to condemn myself is so that
The reason why I need to continue to condemn myself is so that I have control.
in the way that I get control is by condemning myself, because just finish the sentence. You don't need to say what I said. The reason why I need to continue condemning myself to have control is so
that I'm not frightened anymore.
Okay. So just breathe and look at that. And I'm frightened because
there's nobody here.
Now, are you here?
Yeah.
And if you're breathing and you're present, could you be present to the feelings of the little ones inside of you? So I see a little girl who was left alone, either with no one in the house or with people in the house that were not emotionally available. And she couldn't find any way to feel safe. But if she distracted herself with one thing that was available, food, she would have at least distraction from not feeling safe. It was never going to make her feel safe.
Yeah.
So do you need, yes or no, to ever condemn yourself for this ever again?
No.
Did condemning yourself ever actually bring about anything you want?
No.
So from this moment forward, you don't have to be the one condemning yourself the way they taught you to condemn yourself.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Will you ever be able to condemn yourself badly enough that they're going to finally love you?
No.
So it was never going to work anyway.
No.
So if you ever notice yourself condemning yourself, could you stop condemning yourself and not condemn yourself for condemning yourself?
I think so.
All right. I'm going to ask it as a yes or no, because when you feel the truth and you speak it, it's going to flip a switch inside of you. If you ever again notice yourself condemning yourself, and then you notice it, could you in that moment decide not to condemn yourself for condemning yourself?
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that one of the most painful things in your life that you were trying to eat to distract yourself from was the self-condemnation?
Yeah.
Take a good look at
it. I judge myself for feeling. I judge myself and condemn myself for feeling. Not even the eating, just feeling.
Right. Okay. So watch this now. You were condemning yourself for eating that way. But of course, you were eating that way because you were condemning yourself.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to say, I shouldn't be feeling.
I shouldn't be feeling.
Now feel everything that's happening in your body.
Pardon me.
That was perfect. That was perfect. That was the fruits in your body of that self-condemnation showing itself so plainly.
Yeah.
Because your digestion was never going to work when you were eating to avoid condemnation that you knew you were going to condemn yourself for. So the digestive issues have been a reflection of that, and maybe they're done too. So breathe a little deeper in through your nose. And now shake everything off. Just pretend that you could literally shake everything off. All the thoughts, all the feelings, all the beliefs, all the condemnation, all the bullshit. And then perfect, beautiful. Okay, now. Oh, yeah. I love it when somebody does it for real. Okay. So now, close your eyes and breathe one more time. And I want you to just say this out loud. Up until now.
Up until now.
I believed and perceived.
I believed and perceived.
That I shouldn't feel.
That I shouldn't feel.
Keep breathing. But I don't know if
Mhm.
that's true. But I don't know if that's true.
But I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if it was ever. I don't know if it was ever true.
I don't know if it was ever true.
Maybe my parents were full of shit.
Maybe my parents were full of shit.
Maybe they believed they shouldn't feel.
Yeah, maybe they believe they shouldn't feel.
So they tried to teach me to be like them.
So they taught me how to be like them
And not feel.
and not feel.
But being a being of feelings,
But being a being of feelings,
I was never going to be able to please them.
I was never going to be able to do that and please them.
Nor do I want to.
Nor do I want.
I am okay being a being of feelings.
I'm more than okay being a being of feelings.
And I can love myself exactly the way I am.
And I can love myself exactly the way I am.
And I can feel as much as I want.
And I can feel as much as I want.
And welcome my feelings.
And welcome my feelings.
And welcome myself.
And welcome myself.
And if I ever find myself eating unconsciously again.
And if I ever find myself eating unconsciously again,
I'm going to give myself a hug.
I'm going to give myself a hug.
And I'm going to breathe deeper.
And I'm going to breathe deeper.
And then I'll decide if I want to keep eating or not.
And then I can decide whether I want to keep eating or not.
And if I do, I'm going to do it.
And if I do, I'm going to do it.
No more condemnation.
No more condemnation.
It's okay for me to be me.
It's okay for me to be me.
It's okay for me to have these feelings.
It's okay for me to have these feelings.
And it's okay for me to express these feelings.
It's okay for me to express these feelings and have this experience of having feelings.
And if anyone doesn't like it, they can fuck off.
If anyone doesn't like it, they can fuck off.
So from this moment forward, you can just choose to be around people who are expressing their feelings. You can encourage your friends. Let's do this. Let's change the way we've been doing this. How you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Do you binge eat?
I might have done once, but no, really, it's just self-care.
Yeah, you're just trying to feel good.
Yeah.
That's all it ever was. You were trying to feel good. They taught you it's not okay for you to feel good. And so, well, fuck it. I found a way that makes me temporarily feel good. And you've been doing it. That's all it ever was. There's nothing to condemn.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Jane. You got
my
this.
pleasure. Thanks for making it happen. That was really good.
Oh, yeah, we did it. All right. Aloha. And some people are throwing you some thanks, some appreciation, Jane. What a wonderful thing. Boom. 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 And whoever that was that alohaed me, aloha back. Aloha back. Great to see you. Awesome. 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 Thank you for being the one who showed up to help everybody else who just discovered that they're not binge eating either. Beautiful. Yeah. So awesome. All right, everybody. This has been great. And I went over the hour that I planned quite a bit. And I'm glad we did. Hey, Sylvan. Love you, brother. Oh, man. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you all. Thank you for being on. If you got benefit from this, and it sure does look like you did, those of you who got benefit from this, if you would do me a favor. Hey, Chuck, great to see you, man. Aloha. If you got any benefit, if you got any enjoyment, any entertainment out of this, information, fascination, whatever, I would really appreciate it if you would comment on this and share this. You can share, if it's too weird for you to share on your page, you can share it in Messenger or whatever. I would really, really, really appreciate it. The replay will be up basically, and I'm done within a minute or two. It'll be up. Tim, bro, love you, man. It's been forever, dude. How you doing, man? So awesome to see that you were on. I'm so glad. Check Jane out. Boom. All right. There's no such thing as binge eating, y'all. That's bullshit. I love y'all, and I will see you. Please share. Please share. Please share. Get this out. Let's help some people. And if you know anybody who binge eats or engages in any other self-sabotage, share this with them and let them know. And one last thing. Every once in a while, people will share. They'll just grab one of my videos and just share it. And then people would have no reason why to look. They're like, well, another bullshit video. Oh, my God, hour and a half. Da, 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 da. So it's going to be on my page, Cynthia. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be like wherever you're watching it, it'll be showing up. And then you can just go ahead and click. In fact, you probably should be able to click share right now. But what I ask is for those of you who care enough to share this, if you would type a sentence or two and just say, hey, oh, my God, it's what I just watched and experienced, so that you give people some context when you share it. All right. And I will see you soon. Much aloha. Thanks for being on with me.